Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Abimbola, and if this is your first time of seeing this face, that is my name. So in today's video, I have something very interesting to share with you guys, and it's basically the books that I've read. Yes, and I'll be sharing with you the lesson I learned from those books. But the first question: why do we need to read? I mean, why is it so important, for us to read? So I'll let you guys know why it's important for us to actually read. So reading is important because it helps us to develop our thought. It gives us endless knowledge and lessons while keeping our mind active. So that's why we need to read. So without further ado, let's just get right into today's video. The first book that I'll be talking about is this particular one. Yes, by Miles Morris. And I love this book because the book is so powerful. Yeah. And there's a question at the back of this book that says that, for newly wedded couple, and then it says that now that we are married, what next? Because, a lot of people actually think like marriage is the end. Like once you are married like this, there's nothing else for you to achieve. You achieve every other thing. You've achieved so many things. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but no, marriage is not the end of everything because there's a reason why God has placed you on this earth. There's a reason that you're here. Okay, so because you need to actually find that out before you get married, or even if you're not married, you can also find that out as well. So basically, if you want to get married, you need to read this book because the book talks about so many things, ranging from the question you need to ask before you say I do. Also, the right reasons to get married. Are you getting married for the right reason? Do you just want to get married because you want to pepper them on Instagram, like you want your wedding to trend, like it should just be all over the gram? Is that what you want? So, this book talks about the right reasons to get married. It also talks about the wrong reason as well, to get married. It talks about communication in marriage. Guys, communication is actually very important. So if there's nothing else, why you need to read this book, you need to read it because of knowledge, that you're going to gain, from it. It's not enough for you to just say that I love love, butterfly is just everywhere and all of that. No, you still need to get knowledge, you need to get information, because if you don't, you're going to screw up everything, and you don't want to do that. So this book, you need to get it. Another book that you want to get is this one. I love this one. This one talks about the power of self-confidence. So I've done a video on self-esteem. I also did another video on self-confidence. So you might want to check out the video. I'll put a link to it in the description. You can also check the YouTube card, for the video as well. So self-confidence is actually very important, and self-esteem. Basically it's just the way you see life, it's the way you perceive life. Telling yourself that there's a lot of things that that is going to happen, and of course life will even respond to you based on how you see it. You understand? Because I was at work the other day and I was having this conversation with my friend, and we're just talking about everybody wants to japa and all of that. I don't have any problem with japa. But she was just trying to prove a point that she has this mindset that no matter where I am, I'm going to succeed, in it and all of that. So, and that is one thing that self-confidence and self-esteem is all about. You need to believe in yourself, right? And it also talks about, you feeding your mind with with good things, with great things, improving on your mental picture, because, everything starts with the mind. Like first thing first, everything starts with the mind. It also talks about you surrounding yourself with people. This book has a lot of laws. One of the laws that I really like is the law of accumulation. That says that everything counts. Every little thing you do, it counts. Every step you take towards becoming a better person, it counts. I'm talking about a better person. I didn't come with a book, but the book is titled, I think, Becoming a Better You by Joel Austin. That book, it's another book that I really, really like and enjoyed. So there's something I actually jot down, in that book when I read it. He has given you a new beginning, but in as much as God has forgiven us, we shouldn't prolong our past, and we should cut the ties that binds our soul. yes, we've all made mistake in the past, and that doesn't mean that we should just hold on to that past, and like, I'm not going to like move forward, or God is not going to forgive me of my sins and all of that. You see, as long as you forsake your sin and then you repented, like, you're just free to go. So there's no point holding on, to that and all of that. So that book, it's also one important book, that you need to read. There's a lot of information, knowledge that you're going to gain, from that book. So another one is this particular one. I love this one. When I saw this book, right, it says think like an entrepreneur and act like a CEO. First thing first, I'm like, no, this book is for a business person, but not entirely. Even if you're a 9 to 5 person, I think it's solely for 9 to 5 guys, but because I've learned a lot from it. It's saying that 50 indispensable tips to help you float back, bounce back, and get ahead. So this book, right, it talks about how to leverage on social media, because right about now, the world has gone digital. Not even like it's going, it has gone digital. So there's a lot of things that you can actually leverage on social media. It's not enough for you to just go on social media and be looking at what's trending, or the clothes that is raining, the shoe that is raining. There's a lot of things that you can actually do on social media. For 9 to 5 guys, you can use LinkedIn, to connect, with other people. Job, you can, so many things that you can do on LinkedIn. You can also use Twitter as well, to build community. So this book is saying that you can actually do all of that. Then there's this in chapter 32 here. It's saying that how to love your work again. I know there are times that maybe you've been doing this particular job for, like, let's say 3 years, and you just feel tired, and you're like, I'm not even interested again. You're not getting all the motivation that you need to get and all of that. So if you read this book, of course, you're going to get a lot of information, and it's going to help you, to bounce back on your job. You need to get it. 9 to 5 guys, business guys too, get it. So talking about spirituality, talking about, building your relationship with God, fellowshipping with God, building what is it called, capacity when it comes to building spiritual capacity, right? There's this book. Should I call it a book? Yes, this one, Open Heaven. So I really love this book. Like, this book is not just a book, if I should call it a book, that you can just like read like every morning, that you wake up. You can even read it in the afternoon, at night, like anytime. You can actually read it to build a relationship with God, to fellowship with God, and all of that. So guys, if so far you're getting value from this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Yeah, and kindly subscribe if you haven't, but you've watched up to this time and then you still haven't subscribed. What's going on? make sure you subscribe to the channel. I want to read out something I actually jotted in one of the books, and then it's saying that happiness is what you decide on ahead of time. It is how your mind is arranged. So basically, that is it. It is happiness is what you decide on ahead of time. Is what you tell yourself that no matter what happens, like, I'm going to be happy. No matter what happens, life is going to respond to me in a very good and wonderful way. And here, this is I don't know. I'm not being paid for any of this. So I just love, I love these books that I've shared with you guys. And then there's a lot of things I learned. And I feel that it will also be a benefit, for you as well if you read it, because you're going to get a lot of information, knowledge, for you to also become a better person, from this book. So I'm not advertising any book, yo. I just love the book, and that is it. And I hope you've gotten a lot, from this video. Let me know which of the books you'll be reading, and any other books that you also want to recommend to other viewers as well. Please kindly put it in the description, down below. Let's start reading more in 2022. I will see you in another video, guys. Until next time, please stay blessed and stay fabulous.